To engage lostness, we always want to start with oikos. But we see that Jesus also engaged people and places that he wasn't relationally connected with. He went into villages, he sent his disciples into villages where they didn't have pre-existing relationships with anyone. Movements in Asia and Africa often thrive in rural settings where strong relational ties within a village foster the rapid multiplication of disciples. Villagers know one another well, and this makes the spread of the gospel more natural. In urban areas, in most of America, social connections are fragmented and weaker. This makes finding a village where there are strong relational ties difficult, but at the same time, very crucial for effective ministry. A modern village is a place where people are relationally connected, usually through a common interest. Once you've shared with your entire oikos, learning to engage modern-day villages is essential. What can we learn from Jesus about how to do this effectively? We see some simple instructions that he gave his followers in Luke 9 and 10 when he sent them out 2 by 2 to engage villages. You can check out the link in the description for a longer look at this passage, but today we're just going to look at some highlights. First of all, he told them to proclaim the kingdom of God. He told them to heal the sick. He told them to stay in one house as long as they were in that village. He said they were looking for a person of peace. And if they weren't welcomed, they were supposed to shake the dust off their feet as they left. When Paul went on his journeys, what did he do? Paul entered the synagogue 11 different times in the book of Acts, 11 distinct cities. It was a place where people gathered around a shared religious and cultural heritage, and it gave Paul a ready-made community to engage. It would have been similar to an actual village. Paul followed Jesus' instructions by proclaiming the gospel, performing miracles, staying with those who were open to his message, finding people of peace, and moving on when rejected. You can take these principles and apply them today. To find a village in your city, we're looking for a BLT community. A BLT community is a place where you can build relationships naturally. A place where there are lots of lost people. And where you are free to share the gospel. To find one of these in your community, take these simple steps. First of all, brainstorm. Think about places that have shared interests or common activities. Maybe sports clubs, parent groups around a school, maybe a third space like a music venue. There could be volunteer opportunities around serving the poor or meeting needs. So do some brainstorming and think of them, but then evaluate to see if this community is a place where you can do these things. Can you build relationships naturally there? Are there lots of lost people? And are you able to freely tell them the gospel? Look for environments where people are naturally connecting and even maybe introduce themselves to you. Are there lots of lost people? Think 50 to 100 lost people that you could meet in 6 to 12 months. And is there any restrictions on you communicating, even having conversations about Jesus? Let's work through a few examples. Coffee shops maybe come to mind, and generally there are a lot of lost people there. Most places you're free to tell the gospel to them, but often outside of the two people that someone meets at a coffee shop, there are not a lot of natural relationships happening. Or maybe a literal fishing pond. People go fishing. You can actually, fishermen love to talk. You can build relationships naturally. They'll tell you all about what they're doing. You're free to share the gospel with them, but most places only have maybe 5 to 10 people that would regularly frequent them. It would be fine if you feel called to share the gospel there, but it wouldn't be a true BLT community because there wouldn't be a lot of lost people. In my town, there was a flag football league, and the first moment I showed up, I could tell everybody knew each other, and people were coming up to me and introducing themselves to me. Relationships were being built very naturally. There was over 50 people that showed up at this league every week, and I was free to offer to pray for them and share the gospel with them. That was a BLT community. I have a friend in a secular workplace, and in his downtime, over lunch or on breaks, he's free to have spiritual conversations and share the gospel. I don't know how many people work there, but he's shared the gospel over 20 times in the last year there. And he can do that because he was able to build those relationships naturally. So after you've evaluated the BLT communities you've brainstormed, the next thing you need to do is get started. Remember, Jesus sent his disciples 2 by 2 into those villages. Is there someone you could ask to join you as you engage a BLT community? As you go, remember you're looking for that person of peace. You will still be an outsider even as you engage in this relational community. So finding an insider who is receptive to the message of the gospel and wants to share it with others is key to seeing this community transformed and allows you to move on to the next BLT community to continue to spread the gospel. Above all, persevere and seek God. It may take time to find the right village, the right BLT community, and the right person of peace. Keep engaging with different communities and trust that God has prepared people to hear his message. Spend time in prayer, both as you seek a community and as you're in a community, asking God to guide you to the right person, to that person of peace. You can start this process right away after this video finishes by brainstorming and evaluating at least 5 BLT communities. Then train a friend in this concept and ask if they would like to join you in engaging a BLT community.